Hello, this is OverlordBou, and we're back with another video. And today, we're going to be talking with SAT score about the best way to use your ship XP and your free XP wisely while you're going up the lines. And I'll let SAT score start us off.
All right. So first, we're going to talk about ship EXP. As the name implies, ship EXP is locked to that one specific ship, and you use it to upgrade your hull, upgrade your other modules, and then eventually research the next preceding ship. So we'll use the Freon here as an example. We have two upgrades, the hull and the fire control. So by accumulating enough EXP, we can go research the hull and then finally research the next ship in a line. For for most ships, you want to research the hull first. This will give you more HP, a little bit more AA, and a better rudder shift time. It's pretty, and since it's mandatory if you want to advance to the next ship, you're going to get it anyways. So it's highly recommended you get the hull, as it's the most effective and an important upgrade. hmm you can also get the range upgrade. Range upgrade helps a lot of ships as well, but if you don't like that specific ship and you just want to grind through it faster, then it's a skippable option. Most ships are okay without getting that extra 10%. Alright, as for earning the ship XP, of course you have to play the ship. And generally speaking, the higher your base EXP, the more base EXP you have, the more ship EXP you'll get. So it comes down to just performing really well in game. For example, taking caps, doing a lot of damage, finishing off low health HP ships, and even shooting down aircraft. All of these will contribute to increasing your base EXP at the end. Or as you go down the line, uh, higher ships at the later tiers will be a lot more expensive to grind. So the Freon tier, you could probably research it within about five, 10 games at most, even in co-op. But once you get down to say like Charles Martel or St. Louis or any tier 8, tier 9 ship, the grind gets really, really long. And so, in order to speed up the process, it is highly advised to start using flags and camouflages if you have them. So, and of course, the same principle applies. You generally want to upgrade the hull first, maybe the guns, also the guns on specific ships, and then finally the range.
Yep. Now, would you recommend people upgrade the guns or the range if they plan on just skipping through the ship? So say they are in the Charles, right, and they're just playing it, they don't plan on keeping it, and they just want to go to the tier 9. Would you recommend they don't buy the gun and the range and just get the hull and move on to the next ship?
Uh, it it's actually more ship dependent. For example, Clemson guns literally double their firepower when you upgrade the guns. Martel is also a notable increase since you shave off 1 second off your reload and you deal a little bit more damage. So for higher tier ships, I would actually like around starting at tier 7 or tier 8, I would recommend getting the guns as well. Because since you're going to be stuck in the grind anyways, you're going to want to perform better. You're going to want better guns so you can increase your performance. So, and that will pay itself back over time.
Okay, I just wanted to ask that. Now, what about for free XP? When do you think we should start using free XP, if at or at all?
All right. So free XP is a lot harder to obtain than ship EXP, but it's a very versatile currency. I see newer players often make the mistake of spending it too early, because since it's relatively hard to grind it later on, especially if you don't have the resources or you just don't know. So uh, one c- one recommended way is to grind out stock hulls. So you know that stock hull. There's usually a lot of differences between a stock hull and upgraded hull.
Yep.
So if you can, using free XP to skip that first part is highly recommended. It will make playing the ship a lot less painful, since you don't have to deal with less HP or worse rudder shift time. You can also another common way to use free XP is to save it for a tier 8 for a free XP ship. So that's generally limited to tier 9 ships, right? Tier 9 and tier 10 ships like Azuma, Groningen, and Hayate. Of those, the only ship most people would recommend would be Groningen, and that's because she's the Dutch clone of the Friesland, which herself is a very good ship.
Yep. It's
If
a
you don't
very
know,
good ship.
yep, you could save it for one of the free XP ships, but if that's not your interest, then go ahead and spend it on trying to alleviate stock grinds. Because especially with the older lines like the Japanese and the US ships, and especially carriers for some reason, their stock grinds are horrendous. Like you are effectively playing one or even two tiers down with a stock carrier. So by using your free XP, you can immediately start fighting almost on even terms. It won't fix your captain problem, but at least you'll be fighting with a equal tiered in terms of ships. Bo, do you have any other recommendations on how to spend free XP?
Now, do you think people should use free XP to go through ships that are known for horrendously being bad or torturous to go through? So I know that for the American tech tree line, for the New Mexico to the Colorado, that a lot of people usually will try to skip over the Colorado because they don't really enjoy it.
Mhm.
Would you recommend people would that have the free XP when they're going through a line that they if they're having trouble playing a ship, that they would just go through Colorado and just instantly just go to the next ship in the line, or do you think just to stick it out?
Mm, I'd I would at least recommend getting the stock out of the way first. If the upgraded version is still not your cup of tea, then then it's justifiable. It really depends on how much you really don't like the ship. Because some people will just free XP the ship because they hate it so much, and that there's not much you can do about it. But you have to keep in mind that trying to skip the grinds entirely for high tier ships is prohibitively expensive. For example, just going from Izumo to Yamato costs roughly about 300k when you're including the stock hull and the from stock hull to tier 10. So I don't think a lot of people have that much free XP lying around. So you're going to be grinding it regardless. If it's for a mid-tier ship, and if it's for like a mid-tier ship, say like a New York to New Mexico, then yeah, it's okay. In fact, I actually used some free XP to skip the lower tier grinds since I don't find the low tiers very exciting, and their research is fairly quick. So you can spend some free XP there and just get up to say tier 6 or tier 7.
Yep.
Finally, you can use free XP for your captain, but I do not recommend this at all. And this is because captain XP is a lot easier to obtain than free XP. So by spending free XP on captain XP, it is a lot harder to obtain it, and you're also going to eventually gimp yourself on certain stock grinds. That free XP would come out very helpful later on.
Yep, exactly. It's usually best just to save your free XP just for the ships. If you have just so much is sitting around, then it could be justifiable maybe to help get your captain to level 21, but most of the time you just want to save your free XP just for your ships.
Yep. So to summarize, for ship EXP, I would recommend hull, guns, and then firing range. And if you want to get through the grind as quickly as possible, then I'd recommend get the hull and usually get the guns. Just skip the range upgrade. For free XP, spend it on a free XP ship or just use it to skip stock hauls.
Yep. And is there anything else you think we add, or do you think we have it covered?
I think that's all I can think of. Is there anything that you can think of, Bo?
I think we covered it pretty well. I know a few people were asking me about this, so I just wanted to make a little how-to do that. If you guys have any questions, definitely leave them down below. I greatly appreciate you guys watching the video. But yeah, see you guys later. Deuces.